What up, guys? Mad Viking back. First video since, July 3rd. Figured I need to get my butt back onto YouTube. I had a nice streak going on making videos. I don't want to start slacking again. And plus, some of this stuff is kind of getting old. And a lot of this is still new. And I figured I'd bust this out. Because I had a kind of a big filming weekend going on. I got NXT on Friday and Saturday. So look forward to those videos. So instead of doing an unboxing video, which I really should be doing, I'm going to do this news, current news. Like I said, some of this is old, as in like last week, and the rest of this is current. In case you don't know, Bray Wyatt was on his way to the Tampa airport last week, got into a multiple car collision. It was said to be his fault. He was flown to Tampa General Hospital. He was supposed to have a serious head injury. He is being sued because he is at fault. I believe 3 cars were involved. The police report said he was being careless or not paying attention to the something along the lines. That's why he's not on TV. Supposedly he might still. WWE is hoping he'll be at the pay-per-view. Probably where they're going to drop the tag team titles. Well, I don't know. Unless there's something in his system, I don't know why the WWE would punish him. But if he can't wrestle technically, yeah, I would probably say they're going to drop the tag team titles. But yeah, he's going to be sued. All 3 parties. I'm sure they're going to try to take him for all they're worth. The insurance companies. I was recently in a car accident, and it wasn't even that big of a deal. And my insurance company paid out the other car involved over $100,000. They weren't even injured at the scene. They didn't even get in the ambulance. I damaged their $1,000 valued car, and they literally came up with everything in the book, and the insurance company is paying them. And last I was told, it was up to $100,000. That's why you need insurance, kids, because of assholes like that. But anyway, like I said, Bray Wyatt's going, well, actually he won't. He has car insurance, but his car insurance is going to go up, just like mine did. All right. Rumor. And I hope this ain't true, because this guy's really upped his game lately, but I can feel his pain. I feel like the WWE is screwing with him. He should already be a champion, but he's not. All his time here in America and all his time in, well, yeah, he was NXT champion, but whoop-de-doo. He's got nothing to show for his time here. I don't know when his contract is up, but it must be coming close. Nakamura is rumored to be leaving the WWE. He is currently supposedly not happy with his treatment in the company, his role, I should say. He has said many times he came to the WWE to do 2 things: headline and fight AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan. And we're probably not going to see the Daniel Bryan, because even if he resigns, WWE is treating him like pretty much an afterthought. I really can't believe they just brought Kane back to reform Team Hell No, when everybody wants to see Daniel Bryan fighting Seth Rollins and AJ Styles and Brock Lesnar and things like that, but we're getting garbage. Garbage. Anyway, Nakamura, like I said, I hope it isn't true, because he's really, next to AJ Styles, I think he's got to be the next big thing in the company, top dog-wise. I mean, Brock Lesnar technically is, but I mean, the guy's not there. He's just theoretically the top dog, and Raw's a mess. I mean, who else would you say is top dog there, other than, you know, ranked in order? I mean, it's just, I don't know. I don't want to see Nakamura leave. And also recently, Nakamura, I forget what it was for. He came early to a show to work out in the arena's gym, and the police were there sweeping the arena for bombs with their drug or bomb-sniffing dogs. And I guess they had this dog off the leash or something, and it came, they opened the door to bring it into the room where Nakamura was working out, and of course the police dog just went ballistic and attacked Nakamura, and I guess it really tore the crap out of his leg. That's why he wasn't on the recent tour of wherever they went. That's why he hasn't been on SmackDown. What was it, the tour of Japan? Because I saw this online. He did go to Japan. He just didn't wrestle AJ Styles and Gallows and Anderson actually paid tribute to him in the ring. They bowed to him, which is, you know, of course, a big deal for the Japanese people in the ring to honor him. I saw it online. But supposedly he's supposed to be ready to go at the pay-per-view too. I mean, I know those dogs, their teeth are sharp and all, but I mean, how badly did he get attacked? But yeah, cross your fingers. Nakamura doesn't go anywhere. Remember Laura Van Ness and Robbie E. Laura Van Ness, pretty hot. She's dating Zack Ryder. They both recently had tryouts at the Performance Center. I could see Laura Van Ness getting signed, but really, God, another chick being signed? There's so many, and there's so many at NXT. Granted, she is a good wrestler. There's a few girls at NXT that I see on the house shows that probably could go, but I don't know if they're going to sign them. Robbie E., if he gets signed, I can see him. He's just going to be in a comedic role. He'll be the next, what was his name? That guy. What was this? I can't even think of his name. The little Italian dude with the Cobra bite thing, or Cobra. He'll just be in another comedic role like that. Even though I do like Robbie E., but he's nothing special. But I'm not going to knock the guy. Kaylen, whatever her name is, her real name, was seen at NXT tapings, and she keeps continuing to hint at a return. She's been hinting at a return now for almost a year, but if she's been seen at NXT tapings, I don't know, I guess that's a sign. But yeah, then that'll be another chick sign. I don't know, and she looks so different nowadays, too, if you haven't seen what she looks like. Recently, Kevin Owens was at a Shania Twain concert. I saw this on YouTube. It's actually pretty funny. I think it was set up or staged because she was running through the crowd. It looked like she just pinpointed him. He had a sign that said, "I love Shania Twain." It was an eyeball, heart, Shania Twain. She went up to him and interviewed him, pulled him on stage, and they rambled on for a little bit, and he said what his favorite song was, and he let everybody know that he's a world-famous WWE wrestler, and the crowd went crazy because I guess this was in Canada. And he said he wanted to... I can't even remember the name of the song, to tell you the truth. Did I write it down? Nope. I forget what it was. Like, it was called Why or something. I don't know. And Shania wouldn't sing it. She said, if you can beat Braun Strowman, then I'll sing it the next time I come to town. The reason why I think she didn't sing it is because she's probably lip syncing and it wasn't on her track set, or her set of songs. And Owens, I don't know if this. I think it was a setup, but I don't know. He kind of got pissed at her, and he's like, "I can't believe you pulled me on stage and you won't play the song that you asked me what my favorite song was, and you won't sing it." Something about he was saying he was a bigger star than she was, and he had more followers on Twitter than she did. And the crowd's like, "Ooh!" He busted her pretty good. But yeah, she didn't sing his song, and but she did give him a selfie on stage. You can find this on YouTube. Rich Swann debuted last week on Impact, defeating Trevor Lee. Rich Swann, of course, is dating... Oh, come on. She's the female champion. I just watched TNA. Why can't I remember these girls' names? I don't know. He's married to her. Oh, Su Yung. There you go. Like I said, he just debuted. He has a horrible haircut, by the way. And like I told you a few of these reports ago that he was seen backstage at TNA and they were going to sign him. Well, he's debuted. More about him here coming up. Oh, this is pretty funny. WWE is to make big money contract offers to Kenny Omega, Cody Rhodes, and the Young Bucks. What do I think about this? Are they going to get Cody? Probably not. Cody isn't happy with the WWE. They telling him they can't use his own damn name, for Christ's sakes, the Rhodes name. Kenny Omega, I do believe at some point it's his goal to go back to the WWE, but I mean, I know he does a lot of traveling, but I think he's very happy in his current status. But I think it's everybody's goal at some point to go there and, you know, win some titles and stuff. I don't know what I think if he would go there. Do I think they're going to stick him in NXT? I don't know, but it wouldn't shock me because the WWE is that petty. The Young Bucks, they're hinting that they're willing to go to the WWE. A year or two ago, they're like, no, we don't need them. But I've watched enough stuff recently. They're like, at this point, we've won every title on the planet. There's nothing left for us to do now except for money, to make more money. Granted, I know these guys make bank. They both probably make $1 million a year. I mean, what can the WWE offer them? They're going to run them into the ground, I can guarantee you that. Yeah, they might win. They'll probably stick them on SmackDown, and they'll probably win the SmackDown Tag Team titles once. And then they'll bury them like they did Luke Anderson and Gallows. Did I say Luke Anderson? Carl Henderson and Luke Gallows. They'll go because they want the money and they want to say they were in the WWE. But like I said, I don't think they'll get Cody. But, I mean, I would be very, if I was the Young Bucks, I would be very sure I have all my ducks in a row, that they own everything that they have, including their name, so they don't try to screw them over like they did the Dudleys, especially Kenny Omega. I would trademark my name, that type of thing, because all they really want them for is the end New Japan, which is entering into the United States, and to get a piece of that Bullet Club merchandise. Like I said, I really don't want it to happen because I really enjoy New Japan and Ring of Honor, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm sure this is going to happen towards the end of the year. Okay, Sami Callihan recently and OVW recently unmasked Pentagon Jr. on Impact. I did watch that. This has turned into a really great feud. This week they used Pentagon's mask. I don't know where they got his costume, but obviously they used it and they jumped his brother, Phoenix, who was wrestling Rich Swann, which is an amazing match. I'll get into that more as I get further on. But this is a really great feud. Like I said, this is probably about as good as a feud as the Gargano and Masa Ciampa feud. And like I said, I don't even know how many people are watching it. Matt Cappotelli recently passed away. For those of you who don't remember him, he was a Tough Enough winner along with John Morrison back in the day. He was the guy that Bob Holly beat up on the TV show. Took advantage of him in the ring while they were training. He had, soon after he won, it was discovered he had brain cancer, and he fought it and beat it 3 times. And then I guess he recently came back, and really the last year he's spent fighting it, and he recently passed away. Rumor has it he's already nominated for the next Warrior Award at next year, or this year's it'll be next year's WrestleMania. Like I said, Matt, I don't know that he ever became an actual professional wrestler. I know that he went to OVW, and he wasn't there long before the brain cancer thing started, but he did get a job there, and he continued to be in the wrestling business all this time, all these years later. So he did kind of get to live his dream, but yeah, he passed away, and that was back in 2003. Wow. Time is flying. Jeff Hardy is dealing with multiple injuries. Dealing with multiple injuries, and he's going to have a character change, not doing so many high spots at this point in his career. The WWE knows they don't need him to do it anymore. He's a star. He's ready-made. If he doesn't heal up, he's possibly going to drop his title to Nakamura. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, and that'll just be like the attaboy to Nakamura. Here you go. NXT stars recently injured. Audrey Lorcan broke his orbital bone versus the Undisputed Era. Could be out for 9 to 8 months. He just reformed his tag team with, what was it, Birch? Eric Birch. Lars Sullivan broke his jaw against Aleister Black. There you go. At the last NXT takeover. And it sucks because I was reading online that he was going to be called up soon to the main roster. That's how high they were on him. But yeah, I saw his MRI photo, and literally whole jaw snapped right here. Didn't see the match. I'm just assuming he ate one of Aleister Black's kicks. William Regal is returning to NXT TV. He was out with a sickness this entire time, despite rumors of being replaced by HBK. He did not lose his job. Remember the Mixed Max Challenge that lasted, months? It is going to return to Facebook after being considered a success with over 1 million views. So look forward to that in the future. Jeez, I don't know if this already passed or not, but Nikki Bella promised to streak naked if Total Divas wins a Teen Choice Awards. I don't watch the Teen Choice Awards, but somebody, I don't know, they can tell me if they won anything in the comments. Somebody knows, I'm sure. But yeah, that's a real good role model for the kids to promise to run naked through the streets if you win a Teen Choice Awards. Dalton Castle beat Cody Rhodes. Yeah, what was it? Best in the World? And I thought Cody Rhodes was going to beat him and carry that title on into All In to go face Nick Aldis, but it didn't happen. There was the next night in whatever city, a 4-way match against Matt Taven, Lethal, and Cody Rhodes. Lethal won, shockingly. It's his second now Ring of Honor heavyweight title reign. And then, of course, if you haven't heard about him, his ex-valet of about 2 years ago, Taylor Hendricks, is claiming she lost her push in Ring of Honor because she wouldn't sleep with Jay Lethal. I'm a big Ring of Honor fan. I watched back then. She never wrestled in the company. She was just arm candy to Jay Lethal. And I find it a little funny, like 2 years later, right after he wins the title, she gets on Twitter and starts squawking about her run. Like I said, she was arm candy. She was a member of the House of Truth, which was a group managed by Truth Martini. And the funny thing is, after Jay lost the TV title and the heavyweight title, Truth Martini was pulled off TV too. So does that mean he didn't sleep with Jay Lethal either? So, you know, this is just, I don't know what to think about this. I know about Jay Lethal. He has a history of dating women he's trained to go into the wrestling business, but he wasn't training her, and they weren't dating. She was brought in to be a part of his stable, and the stable was basically formed to be around Jay Lethal's title reigns with both the belts. When the belts are gone, so is the stable. Maybe she doesn't know how wrestling works, but she's claiming she has a lawsuit forming and lawyers and blah, blah, and they're investigating. So whatever. Good way to get yourself banned from the business, Taylor Hendricks. And if you're wondering who Taylor Hendricks was, she was a winner of the Gut Check TNA Challenge years ago. She looked totally different back then. She's a cute girl. She was cute back then, too. She just didn't have her enormous, giant watermelon fake boobs that she has now. And she's gained weight. She's not fat, but she was like almost skin and bones back in the day. And now she kind of looks like Vampirella or something. That's the best way to describe her. But yeah, probably nobody will sign her after this. Donna Purrazzo, Ring of Honor staple. She was used in that storyline of bringing in Mickie James against Alexa Bliss. She was that Miss Luchadora. She has been signed by the WWE, and the WWE won't let her finish up her contract dates, which one of them happened to be All In, where she was scheduled to wrestle. I can't remember her name. So the WWE has gotten one of the signed competitors off the card. It's funny because there was also a rumor started this week by a bunch of non-credible sources. I don't want to be a dick, but wrestling days, that Rey Mysterio Jr. was signed to the company for a 2-year deal. I've heard so many stories about this ever since then, but it was shot down literally the same day it came out that the WWE did not sign Rey Mysterio Jr. He is still a free agent. He's still fighting out his contract with the WWE. Really, I don't think he's going to sign, or if he does sign, it's going to be way after September. Ray wants to be a part of this event, but I also know that he's fighting through his contract because he wants certain things, money. He doesn't really want a full-time schedule. He wants certain luxuries. Same thing with basically what Bryan Daniels is doing. Really, I think the WWE just wants him because he's still pretty hot right now, even though he's in the twilight of his career. I mean, how many more years does he have to go? He's slowed down already. He's had like a dozen knee surgeries. They just want to milk that that teat one more time, all the little Rey Mysterio Jr. masks and figures to be sold. But yeah, I think they would love to have Rey signed so they can pull him off the All-In card too. But yeah, that was the rumor. Rey Mysterio Jr. has not re-signed with the WWE. Ring of Honor versus Impact is confirmed at some point here in the future. Like I said in one of my past news reports, it was reported the Young Bucks were coming to Impact, to return to Impact. So I'm sure this is what part of this is. Who is it? Don Callis is also saying he's promising to bring Kenny Omega to Impact as well. So if this is true, I think that's going to be amazing. There's already the connection with Impact and CMLL and Lucha Underground and Noah. So if they can, if they mended their fences with Ring of Honor, that's great, because you got to remember Impact screwed over Ring of Honor not too long ago with the Hardys. There was a whole pay-per-view they couldn't air because the Hardys were on it, because the whole thing with the Hardys and TNA. But yeah, I hope that happens, because that'll make for some great TV and pay-per-views. Ronda Rousey recently was the first woman to be inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame. So that's a big honor for her. I don't know if the WWE is even talking about it, but probably not, because they consider them competition. Daniel Bryan news, he's still fighting out with his contract. But it is rumored a new stipulation he wants in his contract is to become a part-time wrestler. And it's probably a good thing for him. He's not an old guy, but he is beat up, and it would probably be healthier for him not to be on the road 300 and something days a year getting your butt kicked and handed to you. And I think they'll do it, but then again, he's another guy that I hope doesn't sign with the WWE. I want him to go to Ring of Honor. I want him to go back to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Because I want him to help grow those companies so there's competition with the WWE. I want to see another golden age, and he would definitely help boost that. Bobby Roode recently injured his knee at the Madison Square Garden house show. The match was called against Raleigh. It appeared his knee was injured, and he was helped to the back. So I'm sure he's going to be out for a while. WWE plans for Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler. I guess they're already, even though I think they're getting over and it seems like a successful pairing, they're already planning on breaking these two guys up. They're planning on feuding with each other, making them feud with each other, which I think will have a great potential for great matches. But Ziggler is planned to drop the belt, the IC belt, to Drew McIntyre, and Drew will get a lengthy title run out of it. I don't know what I think of it. I think Drew really should be in the main event, and it would be great if he got his hands on the Raw heavyweight title, and Ziggler was the IC champion for a bit, or just during that run, and they had like their own little mini stable. But that won't happen. But yeah, I look forward to this, I guess, happening soon. WWE recently trademarked Dr. Shelby. Yeah, Dr. Shelby's back. Does anybody care? I don't know. I was really, the Hell No, the Team Hell No therapy stuff back in the day, people thought that was hilarious. I never really did. And now they're doing it with Sasha Banks and Bailey. I don't know what to think. But obviously, I guess they're going to keep Dr. Shelby around for a while. So like it or not, get used to that. All right, back to Impact with Rich Swann. This week's match, I just got done watching it. Rick Swann versus Phoenix. They absolutely killed it in this match. You want to see a cruiserweight match. This is something you've never seen during his time in the WWE or on 205 Live. These guys killed it, like I said. There was this dive by Phoenix, and Swann just barely caught him. He flipped, hooked Swann around his neck, and basically DDT'd him, but Swann didn't really catch him at all, and he backflopped on the concrete. Looks so damn painful. I don't know what to say. I would have sat there and rolled around on the ground for the next 3 minutes. Phoenix laid there for about 5 seconds and got back up and kept on wrestling. But it got the Fight Forever chant, and this is awesome from the TNA crowd, from the Impact crowd. That you don't ever hear chants like that. So if you guys can find this on YouTube, or if you have it DVR'd like I did, go and watch this match. And the big news of the week, the day, I think this broke yesterday. Bullet Club is fine, question mark, question mark, question mark. What was it? The G1 Summit or the G1 Final Tournament was in California at the Cow Palace. One of the big matches was Cody versus Omega. And of course, in storyline, the Young Bucks had recently made it clear to Cody Rhodes that they were on Kenny Omega's side. And they made up and they formed the Golden Elite. But everybody was still cordial with Kenny. With Cody. And Cody, of course, is still in the group. I thought technically something was going to happen in this match. My theory all along was Cody was going to turn on Omega at All In, and that's when the two factions were going to form in the Bullet Club. But Omega beat Cody Rhodes in an amazing match. Omega was celebrating. He made his way up to the ramp, and out came fellow Bullet Club members, the Guerrillas of Destiny, with their pop, King Haku, who they've been using recently. He has been coming out with them recently in matches, which I think is really cool. And they were all celebrating with Kenny Omega. Yeah, Kenny Omega! Now, of course, they're in this little feud with Cody. They were always making it pretty clear that they were supporting Cody because they thought Cody was being more of a leader than Omega was, because Omega's head was always somewhere else, like at video game tournaments or, doing something different. But it was also kind of obvious that Tama Tonga was possibly considering being the leader of Bullet Club through his actions. There was the one episode where they were all fighting with each other, and he was the only one sitting there, and he was watching. And I forget what he said. This was months ago. And it basically was him saying he would make a better leader, and everybody just kind of sat there and went. But as they were celebrating with Omega, they turned on Omega, started to beat his butt on the entrance ramp. They took it to the ring, started pounding him there. Yujiro Takahashi, who they had just recently wrestled with that night in a tag team match, and Chase Owens came down to the ring, and they were covering and trying to help Kenny. Of course, they turned on them and told them to pick a side, and they continued to stomp both of those guys. Then out came Hangman, and of course, he didn't fare very long. He got his butt beat. Then out came Marty Scurll. First came out the Young Bucks, and of course, they eventually got stomped. It was 2-on-3. They were really putting Haku over. If you don't know, apparently he is the baddest man ever in wrestling. Go watch YouTube videos on Haku and the stories about him. Basically, he was cleaning house, and then came out Page, and then came out Scurll. And eventually out came Cody, and I think everybody was expecting Cody to turn. This was his moment. He was going to declare his new role in the Bullet Club or take over or whatever. He came down to the ring, and Tama Tonga handed him a chair, and he was sizing up Kenny, and Kenny got up to his hands and knees and was just waiting for it. And then, boom, he blasted Tama Tonga, but of course then he got jumped by his brother and his father. So basically now Cody turned face. But I don't know where this goes. Obviously now the new split in the group is between the Guerrillas of Destiny with Haku. And of course they also are aligned with Bad Luck Fale and Hikalo, I don't know his name. I've never even seen him wrestle, but he's in Bullet Club. He's one of the, what do they call them, young boys? So basically now they have their group, and there's, I guess, the Golden Elite, but they were leaving it open, I guess, after they beat Yujiro and Chase Owens. They told them to choose sides, so I guess they're hanging out as potential. Where are they going to? But they're probably going to end up in Japan, because I've never seen Chase Owens. I didn't even know he was in the group. So I'm assuming he's going to be on the New Japan faction team. So I guess finally the Bullet Club is split. They're not fine. Which faction is going to be considered the Wolfpack, and which faction is going to be considered, you know, the old black and white? It's probably going to be the B team. It's going to be the Japan team, but I don't know. But if they're split now, obviously you would think both sides are going to be recruiting some other members, because now the group has basically been split in half. I think both sides are even 6-on-6. Yeah, 6 guys with Haku. I think that makes 7. But I don't think Haku wrestles. He's just there as an enforcer. So there you go. The split in the Bullet Clubs finally happened. Like I said, that the next episode of Being the Elite should be interesting. This will make the All In All-In show. God, the All-In show all the more interesting because I'm sure this is going to change the lineup. Oh yeah, finally they announced, what was the first match? The first match ever announced was Cody versus Nick Aldis, and since Cody didn't win the Ring of Honor title, Nick told them now they have to renegotiate the terms of their match if it happens. So that hasn't happened yet, so we don't know what that is. And the next match announced was Marty Scurll versus, Okada. Yes, Okada. And it's a big deal in Japan because Marty Scurll is considered not a cruiserweight, a lightweight, and Okada is considered a heavyweight. Not that that really matters here in America, but that match has a lot of potential. I love Marty Scurll, and Okada is just awesome. So far, those are the two matches announced. They've been really hush-hush on the card, but I don't think it really matters because they've signed such amazing talent. Jericho, I know for a fact now, will not be on that show, even though he hints he wants to be on it with his appearances on the Elite. If you haven't caught what's going on, he supposedly now the Bucks are an Alpha Club, but they can never technically be an Alpha Club on paper or on Earth.